Well, it is talking technical again, and what a week we've seen. I mean, America is worried, Europe is worried, the Russians, they just going into Ukraine, and they're trying to conquer that. And it looks like that some of the bigger cities, like even Kiev, is under attack now. But what worries me is, and we're going to kick off with all the requests now, is that the world is not even worried if you're talking about maybe a third world war. So nobody's worried anymore. It is just buying time. And why we are buying? Because the world is looking at commodities, and they say commodities are flying, oil is flying, and where's the place where all the commodities is stored? Is in South Africa. And that's why the commodity counters are running, and everybody's happy with that. But I'm going to kick off with some requests, and I hope that we can see some of the commodity counters in the show. Well, let's kick off with Rebosis. And it is Knowles. Knowles asked about Rebosis. He says he's happy and he bought some of them. And well, if I look at this share, Knowles, I want to draw this little line in. And that is, of course, a resistance line. And I want to draw in another line. And that is a support line. And what do we see? We see a beautiful descending channel. Now, a descending channel, we know by now, is usually a positive formation when this resistance line can turn into a support. And that is the big thing that I'm looking here. And this is, remember, a weekly chart. And I mean, it's going from way, way, way above the levels that we're seeing now. Just about a year or two ago, it was around 60 cents. Now it is 25 cents. So if I look at this share, Knowles, first thing I want to say that the trend is still to the downside. It makes me a little bit nervous. What I like about it, it had a low of about 17 cents. It rallied all the way to about 31. And now you're seeing this nice pullback, gradual pullback. And for me, it needs to get above this line, and that is 26 cents. If it breaks above 26 cents on a weekly chart, remember this is a Friday close, then I think that you may be right in your decision to bought some of them. But if you want to add some of them, I will use this as my stop loss, 22 cents, just to play safe. And where can the share go to? The viewers know what I will do now. I will do that. I will take the width of that. I will just project it to the upside. And there you are. It can maybe go all the way up to 30 cents. And by the way, I was looking at some income funds recently, and it looks like that some of those fund managers are also liking some of the property stocks. I didn't check Rebosis, but I saw there's some property, you can almost say exposure there. And maybe you are right here. Well, let's kick off and look at Exxaro, and that's the big one. Now, Exxaro, of course, we know now it is a resource company. And I mean, look at this chart. This is a weekly chart, and it is flying. Of course, I'm a little bit nervous about this rally from about November, from 143 to 215. I mean, it looks fantastic, and everybody will immediately see what I will see, and that is that. I see an inverse head and shoulder. There's the left shoulder, there's the head, and we've got the right shoulder in place. We've up above the neckline. The neckline is sitting at 185.91. By the way, Kim was asking about Kim. And if I look at this chart, it looks like there's some way to go here. There's the conservative target. Let's do that first. There you are. I think it reached that now by now. Yes, it's there. And let's look at the full target. If that plays out, let's have a look there. There you are. Well, Kim, I hope that you've got the stock. Because if it carries on, it can maybe go all the way to 233 Rand and 32. For me personally, I think if you want to buy some now, you may be a little bit late. And if you did buy above the neckline, just hold on to it above that neckline. If you want to protect capital, use that little line there, 197.12. Where do I get that? By the way, then some of the viewers can just see. That will be my first place of retracement if it does replace. And that is 197. And while it's above 197, you can hold on to it. At the moment, no reversals. It looks positive to me. Let's have a look at the candlesticks. If I do see anything there. No, beautiful chart here. Just look at that strong Marubozu candle. It just tells you that the bulls are in control and they want to buy and they want to hang on to their shares and they are happy. Let's have a look at, Joy is asking about Bank of America. Well, of course, this is let's call it, that's one of the top banks in America. Many years ago in 2008, they ran into big troubles. But I mean, they were bailed out and they were helped. And I mean, the share excelled from there. And I mean, from 220, it ran from March 2020, it rallied from 19 Rand 47 all the way up to 50 Rand. What I don't like about it is Joy. Yeah, yes, Joy. I don't like about it because suddenly we see a new lower high here. Now let's have a look here. There we will see now. Oh yes, I'm going to use that line. Very important line there. Why? Because I've got 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, and it broke there. Look at this, what I'm seeing there. There was the high. There's the lower high. And below this line, $44 on the dot, we can see that it makes a new lower low. Now, a lower low is exactly the opposite of higher lows. So where can it go to? I just want to show you. I hope you didn't buy it now recently because the momentum is wanting to turn around. There you are. It can go to that level, and I'll even go to that level. And there maybe some buyers will come in again to buy it. Let's have a look here. And that will be, it can go to $40.12 and even as low as $37.66. Unfortunately for me, it will not be a buy at this stage. And the reason why I will say that is look at that trend line. It broke that trend line first of all. There you are. There you can see. I just want to take out all those other lines so that I don't confuse you here. I gave those levels. There's a break in a trend line. And of course, there's another trend line waiting here. The downside, let's just draw that in, and I hope not it goes all the way down there. It can maybe go down to 32, but you know, even at 32, the trend is still to the upside for the long-term investors, because we're looking here at a weekly chart, and if you look at the chart, just look at this beautiful rally that it made. Stunning chart. I mean, the company is coming from where all the way down from 12 to 50 in a couple of years from 2015. Nice chart, but I think maybe it's time to lock in some profits. Interestingly enough, I pick up nowadays that some of the other companies, not the commodities, are starting to show some technical signs that they may be a little bit tired and somebody wants to lock in some profit. It's only the commodities and some of our local companies that is flying. So let's have a look at Johnson & Johnson. Well, I mean, this is one of those massive companies in the world. Almost everybody's got some of their products. And I mean, if you hear a little bit of noise out here, can you believe it? It's raining in the Karoo, so we are just so happy. And I hope you listen as well, because I know in up Johannesburg and Pretoria, you guys get plenty of rain. But we are happy if we hear the rain, and sometimes we go and walk outside and just stand in the rain. So let's have a look at this chart. I mean, Johnson & Johnson, let's have a look there. There's the level there, and we can see there. There you are. There's a high. There's a lower high. There's another lower high. And for me personally, the danger point is this level of 159.11. Then we will see a third lower low, and there you are. There's the first one. There's the second one. Let's maybe just zoom it out for you guys. There was the first lower low, that line there. That was the first signal there of something is going wrong there, and there's the other one there. Also, there's two lower lows exactly there. So for me, I hope it can bounce back. And who asked about that? Oh yes, that was Freddie. Freddie, above 164.45, it can go higher again. But for me, I will get very nervous if this line, and that's 159.11, turn into a resistance, because then I know there's some strong support here before, and if that turns into a resistance, suddenly we can see some selling. And I see some of our viewers, or most of them, they are now serious. They want to move their money abroad, and they want to buy overseas companies, and that's why they're asking about them. Well, let's have a look at Beric Gold. Well, one of the top miners in the world. I don't know if I showed it on this program, or maybe for one of my clients, because that's what I do a lot, is to analyze for clients some charts. I just want to see here if it's right. There you are. There's that line. Well, it looks a stunning chart to me, by the way. Let's just draw that line in there. Well, I'm seeing a falling wedge here. And a falling wedge is always a positive wedge. But unfortunately, Frida, The share already moved a little bit out of that wedge again. That makes me always a little bit nervous because it means that the first target has been reached. You can see there 23.19, but it's on the brink of making a new higher high. So it's interesting. Tonight we see plenty higher highs and higher lows and some lower lows, and that is important. Look at this beautiful Lampel formation. It rallied from $19 to 23. That's almost 5%. And I see some guys are talking about a gold price of 2,200. It's past 1,900, 2,200. And maybe then we can see Beric Gold going even to this 24.74. So Frida, if it's above this 23.14, I'm happy with it. My next target will be 24.83, and then maybe all the way back to an old high in October 2020. It can go to 26.67. I will only get nervous when this chart starts to trade below this level. I don't know if you bought it. Maybe I think you just wanted to know about profit taking. I will only get nervous below 21.94. And of course, there's another lesson. There's almost a new higher low, but unfortunately, below that little line there, that will be a lower low if it turns around. And where will be my first warning signal? It will be at 22.52. And just to close off this section, somebody phoned me today and said, can you just go and buy Durban Roodepoort Deep where it is now? And I would just looked at the share and I said to him, rather wait for a close above this certain level, because the gold counters had some wonderful rallies, not here, but even overseas. So just look out for that. Don't just rush in, and take your time and be patient. Well, let's you give me my website, www.fransklerk.com, and we will chat again.